this demonstration. I want to shout out everybody that's catching this on the replay. I want to shout out everybody that's watching from the clouds. I want to shout out all of my moderators. I want to shout out you, him, and her. Shout out to the whole Rock Squad. Let's just jump straight into this one. Breaking news. We were wrong. Peace. I ran across some information, and also some folks have sent me some information that possible P. Diddy is innocent. So we definitely going to chop it up about this. Could P. Diddy be innocent? Drop a one. Drop a one if you believe P. Diddy might be innocent. Salute, Precious. I see you, Precious. Appreciate you for pulling up. Drop that one and let me know. Let's see what I want to get to. I hope all of y'all are doing well. But before I get started with the demonstration, let me read my disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. All of this in this demonstration, all of this in this video is for educational purposes. It's all allegedly. It's for education and entertainment. I'm not saying that anything that I speak of in this video that I call a demonstration, I'm not saying that it's true. I'm only saying allegedly. Salute, Sagittarius. I see you down there, Sagittarius. Appreciate you for pulling up. First, let's start with this. Let's start with this. Have y'all noticed that it was just a raid? They only raided 2 of P. Diddy's homes. And I believe those 2 homes was the one in Miami and the one in Los Angeles. Salute, Suntan. Appreciate you for pulling up. I'm glad that you caught this live. I want to apologize because I actually had this set for the other day, yesterday, but the times got thrown off. Salute, Pressure. Appreciate you for pulling up, Big Pressure. Salute. So, they only raided 2 of P. Diddy's homes. That was Miami and LA, right? Why wasn't he arrested? Okay. We seen that they had his sons in handcuffs. They had his sons detained. Why wasn't his sons arrested? Why did they take the handcuffs off his sons, and why did they let his sons go? And even after they raided both homes, why hasn't P. Diddy to this day, and I believe it was close to 2 weeks ago when they raided his homes, why hasn't there been an arrest warrant for P. Diddy? Salute, 80s baby. Salute, Michael. Michael says, man, this is a nice try. Well, I'm not going to say that it's a nice try on my part. It's just some information have been given to me. Some folks have even spoken out about P. Diddy actually being innocent. So I had to backtrack it, and I had to go over what was given to me. And that's what we're chopping it up about on this demonstration. And one of the things that they pointed out, they said, Shank, if P. Diddy was guilty of any of those accusations from the Little Rod, from the producer, if he was guilty of any of those accusations, why haven't he been arrested? Why haven't he been arrested? So, at first, in my mind, I know that when the FBI investigate you, they just don't arrest you right away. They don't arrest you right away. But these cases aren't federal cases. Even though the Homeland Security are the ones that went in and raided him, it's not a federal case. Actually, it's not a case against PD. It's not a criminal case against PD at all at this time. So can we be jumping the gun? Can we be jumping and coming to conclusions just because they raided his homes? We automatically assume he's guilty. We automatically assume he's going to prison. People get wrongfully charged all the time. And I want us to focus on what Suge Knight said. Suge Knight said the raid on P. Diddy's homes wasn't actually for him, wasn't actually even about him. They were looking for tapes. They was looking for footage that some other people that was at them parties, they looking for that footage. Now, Suge Knight said that they looking for that footage so they could destroy it, but that could go either way. That could go either way. As far as them confiscating in the raid these videos, this footage of music executives as well as politicians, law enforcement. I mean, it was a P. Diddy party. Those were P. Diddy parties. So we do know that a lot of high-ranking officials were there. And this is one thing that I want to say also in this case. And I got to say in P. Diddy's defense, like people are always talking about the P. Diddy parties and what goes on at the P. Diddy parties. But just because it's a P. Diddy's party, that don't mean that P. Diddy knew what was going on at them parties. P. Diddy can't be in every room all at once. And I'm sure some of them parties, P. Diddy probably arrived late, or I'm sure at most of those parties, he probably even dipped out. So we can't hold P. Diddy accountable for everything that took place at those parties. Maybe that's another reason why he had cameras. So when he's not there, then he's able to see and monitor everything that went on. So we don't want to just throw everything on P. Diddy. Y'all know how we get. We want to blame somebody for everything. So just because it was a P. Diddy's party doesn't necessarily mean that P. Diddy participated in any of the activities that was going on. And that don't mean that P. Diddy knew what was going on in his party. Suntan says, I'm not going to agree to him not knowing what's going on. It goes on all the time, and he knows. Okay, and we're going to agree to disagree on that. I'll agree to disagree with you on that, Suntan. Suntan feels like it's his parties, so he should have known what was going on at all the time. I disagree, but that's okay. That's what we're here for, to get a better understanding. The reason why I say that we can't say that P. Diddy knew what was going on in every party, in every room, at every party is like I said, for the simple fact, he can't be in, let's just say he got 5 rooms. Let's just take 5 rooms. And let's say, you know, all 5 rooms are open. We know he ain't in all 5 rooms. We know that he's not in all 5 rooms. Now, especially if he drinking, if he getting it on, if he partying, he in that one room. Y'all know, once you get alcohol up in you, and if you get some other, if you get some narcotics up in you, your mind ain't focusing on what's going on in these other rooms. Your mind is on partying. Your mind is, let's just keep it 100. Your mind is on getting some sex. Let's just, or partying or however it may be. So I want us to keep that in the back of our minds. Just keep that in the back of our minds. That how could P. Diddy had known what was going on in all these rooms? All right. Now let's move on to the actual producer. Let's move on to his accusations. But before we move on to the producer's accusations, when it comes to Cassie, I do believe he's guilty when it comes to Cassie. I've always said that. Now I'll stand 10 toes down on that. I do believe that P. Diddy is guilty of the things that Cassie says. And the reason why I feel as though he's guilty on the things that Cassie says is because he settled out of court less than 24 hours. However, and I'm going to look that up now. I'm going to look this up now because somebody brought it to my attention. Somebody brought it to my attention that the settlement between Cassie and P. Diddy actually has the Bad Boy record company on the settlement agreement. Now, I'm not sure. That's why I want to find it now. And if any of y'all that's watching, if any of y'all can find it, or if any of y'all actually seen it, let me know. In the settlement that was reached, is P. Diddy's name on that settlement, or is Bad Boy Records on that settlement? Okay, and keep that. And I want somebody to let me know why I search for it myself. And another thing that was brought to my attention, there were allegedly 3 sex workers of P. Diddy. Allegedly. This is allegedly. So there were 3 sex workers. We know that allegedly 50 Cent's baby mother was one of them, Daphne. And then there was another lady that was mentioned by the name of, let me find this. I'm moving too fast, y'all. I'm moving too fast. I know that a settlement isn't an omission. I got that part. But that's why I was saying, in my opinion, I believe that if he came with the settlement agreement in less than 24 hours, I believe that he's guilty. However, somebody brought it to my attention. Young Miami is one of them as well. Okay. Somebody brought it to my attention that the actual settlement agreement doesn't even have Sean Combs or P. Diddy's name on it. It has the record company Bad Boys on it. And the reason why it has the record company Bad Boy on it is because the settlement is actually have something to do with a breach of contract, some publishing and other things of that manner. But let me find something. Let me look up something. And y'all know that a lot of his friends, and not even his friends, just people on social media have actually spoke out about the raid. Why did they have his sons? Appreciate that membership, 80s baby. Appreciate that membership, 80s baby. Some people spoke out saying that the raid was too aggressive. Well, I mean, one thing that I know for sure, when law enforcement, when the law get involved, I'm just keeping it 100. We know they get down. And in respect of law enforcement, I do believe that in a case like this, I do believe that anybody that was in that home or anybody that was in them homes when they raided it, I do believe that it was justified for them to put the handcuffs on them and detain them. That's called detainment. They just detained them. And the reason why is because P. Diddy had running with the laws before, so just for safety precaution, okay, who was ever in the home, okay, let's detain them. We're going to put these handcuffs on them. We're going to sit them on the side, and we're going to do what we got to do, as long as everything check out. Because let's say, for instance, if they didn't put them in handcuffs, right? And let's say they go in, and let's say they find some guns, they find some drugs, they find something illegal, Imagine if they find a body in there. Imagine if they find somebody kidnapped. Okay, now when they go to arrest his sons, by them not having them in handcuffs, his son's gonna get low. So I do believe that them putting his sons in handcuffs, I do believe that that was justified. I didn't see nothing wrong with that. I didn't see nothing wrong with the raid at all. I mean, you got accusations against you, so naturally, it's a raid. And they raided it. The main purpose was behind the sex trafficking. That's the main reason why they raided it, behind sex trafficking. You got sex trafficking accusations. And even though you settled out of court with Cassie, the sex accusations is still there. But now you got another accusation with the producer, allegedly. But all these other accusations is out there. Let me search for a minute, y'all. Let me see what we got here. And then there's a lot of, especially with social media, we all know how social media is. Social media, all it takes is for one accusation against you. Social media gonna run with it. Let's just be honest. All it takes, one accusation is against me. Social media gonna run with it. One accusation against you, or you, social media gonna run with it. Cassie says she called sex workers but couldn't call an Uber. It's a fraud. So let me see what you're saying. That can be any home. There was only hearsay allegations. Sex trafficking, it doesn't meet the burden of proof. Anybody and their mama. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. That's the whole purpose of this demonstration. We may have been wrong. We may have been wrong. We may have jumped the gun when it comes to P. Diddy being guilty. There's a strong possibility that the man could be innocent. It's a strong possibility, because even though Bill Cosby was convicted, and even though Bill Cosby was sentenced, stuff like that happens all the time. Even to this day, I don't think Bill Cosby was guilty. I think Bill Cosby got railroaded. I'm going to say it again. I don't believe that Bill Cosby was guilty. I believe Bill Cosby got railroaded. I don't believe that R. Kelly was guilty or is guilty of everything that they brought up against R. Kelly. I believe R. Kelly got railroaded as well. You know, and it could be what's happening with P. Diddy. They could be railroading P. Diddy. You know, I see y'all comments, but I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Let's just call a spade a spade. Why did they wait so long? See, that's what I always question. That's what I always question. Why did they wait so long? I get it, but then I don't get it. I'm going to say it again. I get it why they waited so long, but then I don't get it. I don't get why a man. Now, the females, I'm going to give the females a pass. I'm going to give the females a pass. But I don't get why a man will wait this long. That it's allegedly he has been living with P. Diddy for months. I mean, you a grown man. P. Diddy is a grown man. Y'all both men. It's no way in the world that you would allow another man. It's no way that you would allow a female. But it's no way that a man is going to allow another man. If he don't go that way, he ain't going to allow him to do these things to him. If he don't go that way. Okay, Midas Spade from Dana J. Appreciate you, the Dream Team in the building. It'd just be hard for me to pay attention to the chat and the comments, but I appreciate you for coming through, Midas Spade. The Dream Team. Dana J. I appreciate you, Midas. I see you, Mel. Okay, I'm looking for something, y'all. I'm looking for something. Because what was sent to me when I watched it, I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We might have got this wrong. We may have been wrong about this. You know, I think I've done like 5 demonstrations. I was speaking on P. Diddy allegedly being guilty. But Mel was one that brought some things to my attention. Mel and some other people off social media brought it to my attention. So I said, let's backtrack this. Let's backtrack this. Precious has some of it, but not all of it. Right. Now let me ask this. Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. If he's guilty, let's say of 1 or 2 accusations. If he's guilty of 2 accusations or 2 of these charges, should the charges that he's not guilty of, should they put these charges on him? And I'm going to take y'all back to, I believe it was 1981. But y'all remember the Atlanta child murderer case. Y'all remember that with Wayne Williams. And I think I know it was over 25 little black boys was unalived. Y'all remember that case. Now, they had them on 2. They had them on 2 of the little boys' deaths. But to close the case, they put all of the other little boys' deaths on Wayne Williams. One of the little boy mothers said, I know he didn't take my son's life. My son is way bigger than Wayne. And the evidence, she said they didn't even have no evidence with Wayne and my son. But they told them, we want to hurry up and close this case. So they put all the rest of those unalives on Wayne Williams. Is that fair? So if P. Diddy is guilty of 2 of these charges, is it fair to dump all these other charges on him? Pressure say he's remember that. And that's what happened. So the same way that happened with Bill Cosby, the same way that happened with R. Kelly, we know how the media works. The same way they did Jesus. They crucified him. So is this the case with P. Diddy? That's not what I'm looking for. And that's what I'm saying, Mike and everybody else. We got to be careful with this. Where's that thing at, man? I know who to get. I know who to get. I got it, man. I got it, y'all. All right. I think I might be working with something, yeah. All right, let's see what we got here, y'all. Elizabeth says, I have a feeling Diddy going to get away with everything. He might be innocent. As I start,
What's up, everybody's Snapbrook Lane,
okay,
and we're back to reacting to Gene Deal on Diddy and Little Rod. So we got a couple of new videos that just popped up.
no.
These words are for the kings, whose crowns sit upon your cranium.
Was he doing this back then, these freak off sessions when you were security? Because I'm looking at this lawsuit, and that's what they were calling freak off sessions when, you know, Cassie should have sex with the male prostitute while he masturbated.
Bruh, I can't say, because I can't say that. When I used to see him swing, it was always with him, another dude, and two girls. You know what I'm saying? When he was swinging with other people, you know what I'm saying? He always had other girls in the room or another guy in the room, even with his girl Kim, and he was swinging with her. So that freak off things, but him videotaping and everything like that, no, I can't say that I was privy to that. But you knew what was going on, you know, and just in the instant when people got it confused when I said, when he was in the room with Sarah and her girlfriend, and he had Ja Rule and him in the room. Yo, I didn't know they was doing anything freaky until Ja came out and said, yo, y'all didn't want to be in there because there's a lot of freaky things going on. So I guess that was one of those freak off sections.
Now, this what led me to go to Gene Deal done a demonstration. He done a demonstration yesterday. And I went, Suntan, you was in that demonstration. They timed me out. And all I wanted to do was ask Gene Deal solid questions. I wasn't trying to troll. I wasn't on no trolling. I was sincere. OG Patrice was in there. But they timed me out. And I was trying to figure out, why did they time me out? Because I'm not on no clout chasing mission. I'm strictly trying to get to the bottom of what's going on with P. Diddy. This is social media. And this is what was told to me when I used to complain. I used to complain about people trolling me. I used to complain about people taking my videos, my demonstrations, and flipping it and doing all kind of stuff. And what was told to me, Shank, this is social media. Everybody is fair game on social media. Social media is just like the streets. And when being involved in the streets, anything goes. So it's social media. Just like I get trolled, just like people come for me and ask me questions and all this other stuff, I got the right to do so too. But I'm in Gene Deal's chat because I want them to answer these questions. Gene, what's good? You know what's really good? I got some questions for you. Yeah, they timed out Mr. Clean over in Gene Deal. So if anybody watching this, send this to Gene Deal and let Gene Deal know, Gene Deal, I ain't on no clout chasing. I'm not on no trolling. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. I'm doing commentary on you. And I need to get to the bottom of it so I won't put out nothing false. So I won't spread no negative, or I won't be pushing no false narratives. That's all. But let's get back into this. Now, Gene says when Ja Rule, he said it was Ja, P. Diddy, and two other females in there. He said that Ja came out and was like, y'all want to go in there. There's some freaky stuff going on in there. But he also mentioned when he was around, he said it. P. Diddy wasn't on none of that type stuff. It was always P. Diddy and a girl, and a girl that he was with. And if it was another dude, then the dude had a girl. Where did this go wrong? Where did Diddy go in the left field? Gene Deal said P. Diddy wasn't always like this. So where did P. Diddy go wrong? Pull up Gene Deal.
But other than that, I couldn't say anything.
And you knowing Diddy, and at one point you and him was real cool. Do you believe everything she's saying about these freak off sessions?
Listen, that girl went through some tumultuous that she never thought that she would ever have to go through being in the music business. Do you understand that? I've been next to people who are top in the game, in the music business. And they had said to me, yo, I had to suck a lot of to get to this position. You understand? They have said that. So I can imagine what that little girl went through with old boy. She ain't lying that thing, because if she would have lied, he would have fought her tooth and nail. He would have fought her tooth and nail, bro.
And that's my take on it. When it comes to Cassie, same thing Gene Deal said. If Cassie was lying, he'd have fought that tooth and nail. Ain't no way in the world he's going to settle in less than 24 hours. When it comes to the accusation that Cassie brings against him, I do believe it to be true.
Don't get it messed up, Art. He would have fought her tooth and nail. That little girl ain't lied nothing that. She ain't lied about none of that. Do you know what she's going through? She know what she's going to go through for the rest of her life? Her kids going to go back and see this on the internet?
Right. And she also said in this lawsuit, man, that, Diddy, he came off as a mentor, but later down the line, he became too controlling.
My position on him, he was never a father figure, bro. You understand? He was a groomer. He was an addict. He was somebody that was a what you call those? I've lost all our terminologies when I was working as a BCW or a child abuse worker. But he was an individual that preyed on this young girl, using her dreams, her talents, holding it hostage for his own benefit. He groomed her. He wasn't no father. He was no father figure to her, bruh.
Gene Deal feels as though P. Diddy groomed her. Drop a 1 if y'all feel the same as Gene Deal. Drop a 1 if y'all feel like P. Diddy groomed her. Pull up Gene Deal. We got some questions for you. Elizabeth dropped the 1. Positive Vibes dropped the 1.
Have you spoke to anybody at Bad Boy since the news broke of Diddy and Cassie?
Well, I spoke to Kirk Burrows, and he told me some shit, bro. It's some things that I didn't even know about way back in the past. Like when the City College tragedy was going on and everything, and Diddy was on suicide watch. Kirk Burrows was like, yo, man, I should have saw, he told me he should have saw this coming with Cassie and the way he treated women when he slapped his mother. And I was like, he did what?
Drop a one if y'all believe P. Diddy slapped his mother.
And Kirk Burrows said, yeah. I just thought because of what he was going through with the, you know, the tragedy, it was like, I was stuck on stupid for a minute, but he was like, yeah, I thought that he would grow out of it, or it was just because all the shit he was going through when he slapped his own mother. I said, Kirk, let me tell you something. I said, Kirk, don't you remember when I told you when he cussed his mother out? And I think you was even that, Kirk. When we was getting in the limousine, he cussed his mother out. He told his mother to stay out of his mofo business. And I told him, man, you ever talk to your mother? You remember that situation? He said, yeah. I said, Kirk, why you didn't tell me then that he that he slapped his mother? Because if you'd have told me to slap his mother, I'd have beat the shit out of him, Kirk. He was like, Gene, I thought he was, you got to realize he was just a kid, and I thought he was going to grow out of it and all the stuff that he was going through. I said, well, man, that's a bunch of bullshit right there. You understand? Somebody should have whooped his ass way back then. When you do your mother like that, you don't care about no woman in the street. And he was like, I know, Gene, but he was just a kid. This came from Kirk Burrows' mouth himself. I was like, yo, that's just crazy. Had I known that back then, yeah, I wouldn't have worked for no dude like that, man. I wouldn't even F with him. I'd have told all the dudes in the same gang, and we probably would have beat the shit out of him when he came around. Nobody was going for no shit like that, man.
He slept his mom?
Bruh, according to Kirk Burrows, he was in a depression. His mother was trying to do something, and his mother was saying something, and the Nick slapped his mom. You know, I said, yo, and I know everybody gonna say, yo, why this coming out now in the whole 9 yards? This is a part of why he do the shit that he do to women. And people gotta understand that. This is the part of why he do the things that he do to women, bro. Because if you do that type of thing to your mother, you know, I heard him curse his mother. I checked him on that. But had I known he put his hands on his mother, I don't give excuse me, sorry about that. I don't care what kind of thing that he was going through after the City College tragedy, man, it'd have been a real tragedy for his ass.
Yeah, that's wild, man. To put your hands on your mom, man. I don't know what to say about that, man. That's crazy, man. But speaking of Kirk Burrows, he did an interview with LA Times, and he said that he saw Diddy punch a female back in '94 at Bad Boy offices, to the point that they broke a coffee table, and he had to break it up.
Well, Kirk Burrows would know. Him being the president of Bad Boy at the time, and he cleaning up a lot of puff shit. You know what I mean? So if anything went down, Kirk Burrows would know, because Kirk Burrows would be the one that had to go in there and mediate and clean up all the shit that he would do.
Stop right there. Stop right there. This is my issue. Why all of a sudden now? Not only that, y'all was cleaning up his ish. Y'all was cleaning up his mess. As I said before, we created P. Diddy. Y'all that was over there at Bad Boy Records, y'all created P. Diddy. Y'all was cleaning up his mess. So, should P. Diddy, if he's guilty, should P. Diddy go down by himself? Or should the likes of Kurt Cobain, the president of Bad Boys, as well as Gene Deal and others that helped him clean up the mess, that helped him in all of his shenanigans, should they be held accountable also? If we're going to talk accountability, if we're going to hold P. Diddy accountable, then we should be able to hold the folks that was cleaning up his mess. We should be able to hold the folks that was indulging in his mess. We should be able to hold them accountable as well. There are victims out there. What about the lady, Natanya Rubin, that was pow pow in the club? She got hit in the nose. What about her? What about these victims? That's what I want to talk about. Mel says P. Diddy didn't settle, but Cassie settled with the record company. On the settlement agreement, is it P. Diddy name, Sean Combs, or is it Bad Boys? Let me search for that right now. Let's see. Salute, Juanita. I see you. All right, let's see what we got here, y'all. Let's see what we got. Everything to know about Cassie and Diddy's settlement. It says, singer says, I have some level of control regarding terms. So it says, a day after filing a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, accusing him of the R word, sex trafficking, and domestic violence, it says singer Cassandra Cassie Ventura has agreed to settlement with the music mogul. The two parties released a statement on Friday saying they have resolved the claims with mutual satisfaction. The pair also said they would not release details about the settlement terms. Now they're saying that they settled, but they're not going to release the details. Let me read some more and see what else I could come up and find out. It says, I have decided to resolve this matter on terms that I have some level of control. Ventura said in a settlement, according to People. That's the magazine, the People magazines. It says, I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. Ventura's attorney, Mr. Douglas, praised his client. It says, I'm very proud of Miss Ventura for having the strength to go public with her lawsuit, the attorney said. The magazine People reported. She ought to be commended for doing so. It says, Diddy said the case has been resolved. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love, he said. Ventura, now 37, was 19 when she met Combs in 2005. Combs, who was 37 years old then, signed her to his Bad Boy record label. So we know that she was signed to Bad Boys. It says right here that Combs signed her to his Bad Boy Records label. So we know that. It says, and the pair started dating soon after. It says in her lawsuit, however, Ventura says she was caught up in a decade-long cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. According to the complaint, Combs was beating Ventura severely and hiding her at hotels for days at a time to let her bruises heal. Drop a 1 if y'all believe that. Drop a 1 if y'all believe that P. Diddy was hitting her and he was hiding her in hotels for days to let her bruises heal. It says, after years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. Ventura said in a statement after filing the lawsuit, with the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act fast approaching. It became clear that it was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I have experienced and that I will be recovering from the rest of my life. Now, I've read this on previous demonstrations. I'm actually looking for the actual agreement because I want to see who the agreement is between. Is it between Sean Combs and Cassie, or is it between the record company Bad Boys and Cassie? And if it is between Cassie and the record company, what does that mean for P. Diddy? So let me continue to search. Okay, so it says the Adult Survivors Act, which gave a 1-year window for sexual assault survivors to file complaints past the statute of limitations, is scheduled to expire on Thursday, NPR reported. It says in her complaint, Ventura added that Combs forced her to engage with sex workers. The 54-year-old music mogul called these encounters freak-offs. Wow. So in the complaint, Cassie is saying that P. Diddy would call these encounters freak-offs. It says these encounters involved ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and alcohol. It says Miss Ventura's demand of $30 million under the threat of writing and damaging book about their relationship. So she was seeking $30 million. Let me see. It says Mr. Combs offered, listen y'all, Mr. Combs offered Miss Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of the lawsuit. She rejected his efforts and decided to give a voice to all women who suffered in silence. So P. Diddy allegedly offered her not 6 figures, but 8 figures to keep quiet. But she rejected his offer. Let me type in. Let me see if I could grab it out of this. Let's see if I can. Let me see. I want the paperwork, y'all. If anybody has the paperwork, send me the paperwork. Let me see if I can get it this way. If anybody has the paperwork, send it to me. Because I want to see. I want to see. Okay, I think we got something, y'all. I think we got something. Says, Cassie sued Diddy in federal court on November 16th, accusing the hip-hop mainstay of the R word in a decade-long pattern of abuse that began when she was 19 years old. The R&B singer, who was once signed to Diddy's label, Bad Boy Records, alleges sex trafficking, human trafficking, sexual battery, sexual assault, and gender-motivated violence, among other actions. The filing claims his controlling behavior started when she met him in 2005, after she signed a deal with Diddy's record label the following year. He allegedly exerted complete control over her life, including her apartment. We read that before. Car, clothing, and even her medical records. We read that. It says, to keep her under his thumb. It says, according to the lawsuit, he went so far as targeting rapper Kid Cudi, who briefly dated Cassie. I believe he blew up Kid Cassidy car, allegedly. It says, according to the lawsuit, he went far. We read that. It says, where we at? It says, just one day after Cassie filed the lawsuit, she settled with Diddy out of court. I want the paperwork. I want something about whose name is on the paperwork. As the dust cleared. What was the attorney, Mel? What was the attorney, Mel? What was the attorney? Let me punch in this. Let's see.
Mark Robinson has shown he has no respect for our culture or our history. He said,
Let's see what we got here.
I want the gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks. He subjected her to a pack. I have to give a special shout out. Thank you, love, to the people that were really there for me.
I don't want that. Let's see what this is.
The wait is over. FanDuel Sportsbook's now live in North Carolina.
America's number one.
Forlorn Diddy walking near his pool, possibly thinking about the massive lawsuit his ex Cassie filed that contains serious accusations. Though he can probably stop thinking about it because
It's all over. Just like that. So Diddy and Cassie's big legal showdown after her allegations that she leveled in this federal lawsuit. She is making all these allegations. Rape, human trafficking, horrible allegations.
yes, but Diddy's lawyers allege the lawsuit is just the result of Diddy refusing to pay Cassie the $30 million she initially demanded. Regardless, it's all wrapped up pretty amazingly quick.
She filed it on Thursday, and just over 24 hours later, they settled. And they both say that they've settled it amicably.
Which means no huge public trial, but it does raise a question.
If he was really this concerned, knowing what she was alleging, why didn't he settle it the day before she filed?
Because he didn't think she
He
would.
called her bluff. If her bluff is, I'm gonna file a lawsuit.
And he said, no, you won't.
Why would he say that?
Because he's Diddy and he went, nobody sues me. Yes.
Or maybe Diddy just didn't think it could ever happen.
You know, they were off and on.
So that's the question that we're trying to get the answer to is the settlement agreement. Okay, let me punch this in. All right. Is the settlement agreement between P. Diddy let's see. It's so much, y'all. Let me see. It's so much. Let me. No, I don't want to run that. I already know what that is. I've been there before. Let's see.
Mark Robinson has shown he has no respect for our culture or our history.
I just was right here. No, we ain't playing that, y'all.
Diddy Combs was resolved over the weekend. The artist's ex-girlfriend of over a decade, singer Cassie Ventura, outlined accusations of rape and physical abuse in her lawsuit on Friday, but only a day after the suit was resolved. In a statement, Ventura explained that she wanted to resolve the matter amicably and on terms that could give her some control. Now, clearly, we have a lot to talk about. I'm going to bring back in Bob. I'm going to bring back in Ron. And Bob, I'm going to start with you. Why do you think this was settled so quickly? I mean, one day. What happened behind the scenes here?
Well, it's interesting from the complaint. It seems like this is bigger than just what happened between the two of them, which is important because I think the Adult Survivors Act was due to expire. So there may be other people out there that there may be a concern, and again, may, because we haven't heard anything certainly from the defendant in the civil case that was filed that had just been settled. So there's going to be a lot of concerns there that if you file a complaint and then you have to file an answer, you're going to have to make certain statements that might be able to be used against you. You may have waiver arguments if there's a criminal investigation. And if there's things out there about sex trafficking, things of that nature, you know, it's a much more serious issue than just this lawsuit.
Exactly, Bob. You're raising some excellent points here. And Ron, that's kind of what I want to ask you about. This is a civil case. It was resolved. Could Diddy still face some criminal charges? I mean, the allegations were, frankly, quite serious.
Absolutely, it's 100% possible. A civil settlement does not in any way, make him immune from criminal liability. The thing that a civil settlement would kind of help, Diddy would be that Cassie or Ms. Ventura can't voluntarily go and do things now. That doesn't prevent her from telling the truth if she's compelled by law. But I don't think if there is criminal liability on the horizon, this really doesn't help him that much. What it does is it prevents him from saying something under power of a deposition, right?
So according to this attorney, he still can be charged criminal. Now, I'm only going by what this attorney said. Even though they settled out of court, he still could be facing criminal charges pertaining Cassie. Now, for all you legal experts out there, y'all can weigh in on this. I'm not a legal expert, so I'm only going by what this attorney said. So for all the legal experts out there, y'all can weigh in on this. Ken, even though him and Cassie settled, could he still be liable criminal?
It prevents him from doing that. He would have to, he doesn't have to go through the exercise like I take the fifth, because that just doesn't help anyone in the civil context. So it kind of put things to rest, but I don't know if it put things to bed.
Well, that's exactly right. And we've heard some reports, Bob, that in fact there might be others out there who have similar claims. They could either bring civil suits, or in fact they could actually be a part of a criminal trial that could be brought.
Well, and what's interesting is in the remarks, which really by the defendant, which were very personal to the plaintiff, which sort of said almost like, I'm sorry, or I wish you well. His lawyer had to walk those back a little bit and said, let's make something clear here, that by settling this case, we're not admitting liability, and we haven't backtracked at all from denying, that these allegations actually occurred. So I think that, it's almost that situation, stay tuned.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, one of the things I was thinking about, Ron, is the fact that at the end of the statement that Diddy made, he actually used the word love.
Yeah. Yeah, just like my colleague says, it's very, very personal, and it could be one of two things. And I think people are complicated, and words can mean more than one or two things. But I think he's saying two things. One, please let this go to rest. Don't tell anybody about this ever again. And two, I think he really, at the end of the day, just has some affection for her on a personal level. But the attorney did come back and go, this doesn't mean he did anything wrong. Nothing he admitted. Don't construe it any other way, because things may come back.
Right, I think things could come back, and one of the things that I'm certain exists in this, resolution, this settlement, Bob, is an NDA, the non-disclosure. Now, that's all well and good as far as that civil suit is concerned, but can that hold up in the criminal trial? No, right?
Well, it wouldn't hold up in the criminal trial. I mean, the people, the U.S. government, wherever this case winds up, they have the right to prosecute those cases. The NDAs, where they are even enforceable, and they're starting to be, people are being released from those. Certainly in some states, like New Jersey, for instance, you can't even enter one of those. If you're a victim, you can't bind that victim. So, again, yeah, if this goes to another arena, it's probably not going to have any impact at all.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Wow. Let's find out how all of this, let's take a step forward and let's find out how it has affected P. Diddy as far as money wise. Let's see what we got right here.
Flee Sean Combs' latest business as allegations mount. As Sean Combs faces a growing list of sexual abuse lawsuits and steps aside from his chairman role at Revolt, fallout is mounting in another corner of his empire, with more than a dozen companies distancing themselves from his recently launched e-commerce platform, Empower Global. A total of 18 brands have confirmed to Rolling Stone that they have severed ties with the online marketplace for Black-owned business.
So 18 brands has reported to Rolling Stones that they have departed ways with P. Diddy since these accusations.
After R&B singer Cassie and 3 other women accused the producer turned entrepreneur of sexual assault and physical violence. It said this decision was made on the day that Cassandra Ventura filed her lawsuit. Annette Naou, founder of luxury bag, eyewear, and apparel company House of Takurin, tells Rolling Stone, "We take the allegations against Mr. Combs very seriously and find such behavior abhorrent and intolerable. We believe in victims' rights and support victims in speaking their truth, even against the most powerful of people." Annette Azan, founder of the undergarment and shapewear line Nadeau Systems, says she also terminated her Empower Global account the day she learned of Ventura's allegations. Leonard Guerra, co-founder of No One Clothers, says his company acted immediately as well. While his decision was difficult due to the reverence we once held for Mr. Combs as a leader in business and entertainment, it was clearly the correct choice, Weir tells Rolling Stone. Our brand is founded on the belief that every individual is important and worthy of respect, regardless of gender, ethnicity, age, etc. The allegations against Mr. Combs are in direct conflict with these beliefs. In turn, we felt a moral imperative to end our relationship. Ashik Guldig, founder of luxury skincare brand Tesuri, says her company unequivocally seeks to terminate its association with Empower Global. As a woman-owned and led company, we do not and will no longer linger in a gray area about the mistreatment of women, she says. So yeah, a bunch of other brands talking about leaving. So, this is just the start of a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of allegations, man. It's not just a Cassie thing and it got settled and everybody moved on. A lot of things are coming out, and I wouldn't be surprised if more and more start coming. Because at this point, it's like, this is our chance to, if all these people are going against Diddy, this is our chance to pile on and destroy.
18 brands. 18 brands. 18 brands. Wow. Let's find out some more things dealing with this settlement that we didn't know. I didn't know about 18 brands. Let's go here. Let's go here, y'all. Let's find out some more.
Twitch real quick or hop on YouTube. Let's give it up about this. Diddy done fucked up, brother. Diddy done fucked up. Now, here's the thing. Before we get into the Diddy thing, I've been having a lot of conversations and a lot of people have been saying, yo, act, Diddy is done. I've been in denial. I'm saying he's not done. Diddy has had the same reason all these other media niggas is pussy to talk about him is because they know he'll be back. Right? Put it like this. The only time you're ever going to hear a motherfucker talk about Diddy is when they see criminal charges. You know why? Because that money's long. And all these little civil suits, he could pay or will pay everybody to shut the fuck up, change their story, or just basically claim they lied.
And that would be so if he still had large amounts of money rolling in. But with 18 different brands dropping you, that's 18 different ways that you was getting money that's no longer there. And let's be honest, when it comes to the record company, Bad Boys, when has the last time Bad Boys had a platinum selling artist? Also, with social media, we know that the old way of record labels getting money, CDs, vinyls, cassettes, we know because of social media, the old way has went under. Ain't no Bad Boy artist streaming on social media. Why do you think he was ready to give, I believe it was the Locks, they publishing? He ain't getting no money off of them. So we seen this same thing happen with Irv Gotti when the feds brought the case against Irv Gotti and his brother. Wasn't no more money coming in. Why? Because nobody wanted to do business. See, this is how this thing works. This is how this thing works. In the streets, we call it hot. when you get hot, it's hard for you to make money once you become hot. P. Diddy is hot right now. So it's hard for him to make any money because the plugs don't want to F with him no more. So if the plugs ain't effing with him no more, he can't print money. He can't print his own money. So he was getting money with the different plugs. But the plugs don't want to F with him no more because he hot. So he don't got money coming in like that no more. But instead of having money coming in, it's money going out. So it ain't going to be long. If it ain't already happening now, it won't be long from now that P. Diddy will not be broke. He's going broke. Lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. He's going broke.
Only a criminal lawsuit, or not a lawsuit, but a criminal charge that people think he will go to jail, that's when you're gonna get everybody jumping out of the woodworks like, oh yeah, let me speak about it. The rest of these niggas, they're completely shook, right? I don't know the truth. I'm not here to convict him or not, but shit, things keep coming out about the dude, right? Now, there's a new allegation coming out. This is about, I believe, the fourth allegation that's came out about Diddy. And before we even get there, man, you know, we've kind of done some recapping before. And salute to Art of Dialogue, but I thought Diddy was about to have a decent week going into this week, because I didn't think there was going to be any more allegations. If you don't know why the allegations came out, in New York State, there's a statute and there's a law that actually allows for older cases that have to do with sexual assault and such nature. You could file within, like, they put a 1-year moratorium on it, which means there's a 1-year grace period that if you miss the window or the statute of limitations in terms of filing that civil suit, you can file within that year. Bunch of lawsuits came out, bunch of people got clipped. Essentially, Diddy was one of those people, but he got 3 lawsuits against him. The period was done, so we obviously saw him pay out Cassie. The other two, he don't look like he's gonna pay out. So we're like, all right, fuck it, like, yeah, it is what it is, right? Now, with all that being said, we found another fucking lawsuit. Now, before we get into it, his bodyguard Gene Deal been like really spilling like tea, if you want to call it that. But listen to all this shit right here.
Before we run that, also with lawsuits, you got to keep in mind there's lawyer fees. His attorneys ain't taking these cases for him for free. So he got lawyer fees as well. Trust me. He hot. Don't nobody want to F with him no more. He's hot. The plugs don't want to F with him no more. He's hot.
The wait is over. FanDuel Sportsbook's now live in North Carolina.
America's #1 sports.
You being around Diddy, right? You know, you was working for Diddy for a long time. You seen a lot. You know, you told me that he was a swinger, you know, him being a part of orgies. And out of curiosity, right? You know, you being around Diddy so long, I'm sure at some point he offered you something. Have he ever offered a female to you or offered you to join an orgy or anything?
Bro, we was on a tour bus one time. He had 2 snow bunnies. We picked them up in Dallas. One of the NBA basketball players introduced them to him. He asked me to go get something. I went and got it. He said, yo, Gene, they want to F you, while he was laying in the bed with both of them. And I said, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm all right. And walked out. That's the only time. And then we ended up taking those snow bunnies to Atlanta, right, with us. They went all the way from Texas to Atlanta. And when we got out the bus, this was funny as I was dying. As soon as we got the bus, the snow bunnies was coming off with Puff. And these girls stopped. And they said, I know that ain't Sean Puffy Combs with 2 white girls. Some girls was yelling that out. Yo, those girls are on the next thing flying back to Dallas. After all them other guys had used them on the bus. they might put in a suit against them, even though they was strippers from the club. Damn. Because those they would go in the bathrooms, like they'll come, because he had the big suite back there in the tour bus. They'll come out in the bathroom and God bless the dead, whoop, and I ain't gonna call the other person's name. They would take them in the bathroom, misuse them, then send them back there to puff.
See what I'm saying? See, now here comes holding Gene Deal accountable. See, you was around doing all of this time, Gene Deal. That's all I'm saying. And I ain't throwing no hater rage away, no cap, no none of that. I'm just looking for the accountability. You was around when they were misusing women. That's all I'm saying. Now you laughing about it. And I'm sure then when you was witnessing them using these women, I'm sure you was laughing about it then. P. Diddy should not be the only one that goes down. I'm just being honest. And if he is the only one that goes down, well, it's a lesson to be learned for everybody. If we gotta start learning from these celebrities. If it's nothing else that we getting from the celebrities, we need to be learning from these celebrities. Everybody that's with you is not genuinely with you. As soon as the ride get bumpy, watch how they turn on you. I'm going to say it again. We need to learn from these celebrities because, believe it or not, we all are celebrities to somebody. We might not be on that level, but if they with you when you doing dirt, question exactly why are they with you. And even if you ain't doing no dirt, still question them. Why is so-and-so with me? Lesson learned. Let's listen to some more.
That was crazy. It ain't funny, but that's what was happening.
So I gotta ask you, right? Because you was working for Diddy around this time when him and Jennifer Lopez broke up. And we all know that she broke up with him and she started dating one of her dancers. And it's the same situation with Diddy and Cassie, where she broke up with him and she started dating the trainer. So how's that like?
Hey, Chad. This is something I've only found out a few days ago. Y'all probably thought, because, we've been covering this Diddy shit a lot, right? Y'all probably thought I knew this. I didn't know this.
That's deep.
Yo, they did a Tim Duncan. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm Diddy, again, let me bring it back. If I'm Cassie, if you got that $30 million, shorty, get the fuck out of Dodge, man. Like, nigga, I'd be moving to, Antarctica. You gonna catch me in, New Zealand, Zimbabwe, or some shit like that. You gotta catch me, off the coast of Africa, nigga. You gonna catch me in Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast. You ain't gonna catch me in no motherfucking, Beverly Hills. Fuck out of here. You know why? I didn't realize this. So let's do the math. So apparently, Diddy was with Cassie.
Let's listen.
From 2006 to 2017, 11-year relationship, okay? So Diddy and Cassie are together for literally 11 years, okay? When she leaves Diddy, and I'm guessing she left Diddy or however he got broken up in 2017, less than a year and a half afterwards, she's spitting out a kid. She pregnant already for another nigga. Now, I always found it weird, but I didn't know this was supposedly, and this is a legend, Apparently, Diddy had hired her a trainer. Which, by the way, I know I got bread and shit like that.
Drop a one if y'all think Cassie was wrong for after dealing with Diddy, she started messing with the trainer. I don't think that she was wrong. That comes with the territory. I don't think she was wrong to deal with the trainer that was hired from P. Diddy. But I'm curious, I want to know how y'all feel. Drop a 1 if y'all think Cassidy was wrong. I'm with you, 80s baby, and I'm going to tell y'all why in a minute. But I'm with you. But I want to know how y'all are feeling about this. Do y'all think Cassidy was wrong? Okay, Gina dropped the 1. Okay. Okay.
I never hired my bitch a trainer. Hell nah. Bitch, you better go run. Just start running around the blocks, man. Hell nah. I'm not hiring no nigga to train. Like, anyway, apparently Diddy hired her new husband. This is what's being alleged. Diddy hired the nigga to train his girl, no pun intended. But like, he was a trainer. She started fucking him on the side and realized Diddy ain't shit and left Diddy and now married to him. So there was an article that I seen. Look, Cassie, Diddy, Alex Fine, trainer. Let's see. Here we go. Look. This is why I said, yo, that money he gave her, he might want to kill her. Just on some real shit. Like, you gotta be honest. First of all, we were doing free calls for 11 years. Shit was sweet. And then you left. So you fucked up the free calls. No more free calls because you want to leave. Not only did you leave, the nigga you're leaving to go fuck is the guy who I paid to be your personal trainer. So I hired a nigga to help train you to get in good shape and all that shit. That must have been before the BBL era because these hoes definitely do.
And this is why I don't think it was wrong. There's a lot of old sayings. You don't bring sand to the beach. For the females that invite other females into their bedroom to do a threesome with their man, and then the man end up leaving the girlfriend or the wife for the female that the wife or girlfriend allowed to come in. It's for us men. If you going to be a player, right, then you got to play by the rules. If you on some pimping, if you on some macking, whatever it is, what type of game you on, it's certain things that come with the territory. You can't be out here treating these women like ish. Women get tired. Y'all do know that, fellas. R. Kelly got the song, When the Woman's Fed Up. Women do get tired of our ish. And it's a cold world. We got to think about how P. Diddy treated Cassie. It was all good in the hood when P. Diddy was treating Cassie like ish. But what's another old saying? And Miss Parker uses this, and I love it. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So, hey, it come with the territory. So I don't feel as though it was wrong for Cassie to mess with the trainer. It's part of the territory. P. Diddy was doing his ish.
Do not get no type of training. All they do is go to Dr. Miami and take a couple selfies, and all of a sudden these bitches come back with like, you know, these, like I be going through Miami. They be coming through with the little girdles or whatever the fuck they got going on. Anyway, check this out. If I'm Diddy, I'm tight as shit. You fucked the nigga when I paid him to be a trainer. Now you left me for that nigga. Now you broke. You came back and sued me. I had to pay you $30 million, and the same fucking trainer you still with. Anyway, check this out. Read this. And by the way, this is an old article. This was from January 9th, 2019. So let's read this article real quick, right? Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura went on Instagram official with professional bull rider Alex Fine, but the relationship might not be as new as it appears. At least Diddy don't think so. The music mogul, which at that time was 49, believes that Cassie, who was 32, cheated on him with Fine, a source told People. Ventura just introduced her new boo to the followers on Saturday when she posted up a photo of herself with Fine sharing a kiss on the lips, but both of them have known each other for months, the source says. The pair met when Diddy hired the nigga to be her personal trainer before the split was announced in October, the insider claims. The source says, why Diddy believed there was absolutely an overlap.
As I stated before, y'all, I don't think it was nothing wrong. What y'all down there in the comments saying? Scover says, so he blew up Cuddy Whip, but let them cheat. Right. Where the sense at, fam? It just come with the territory. It come with the territory. All right. This is the demonstration. This is the video that they timed me out for Gene Deal. So I went in Gene Deal chat yesterday to get some questions answered, and they timed me out. So Gene Deal, if you in my bushes, if it's anyone over here from Gene Deal's platform, find out why was Shankrock timed out. Now, I do know the moderators are the ones that do the timing out, but I need to know, why was I timed out? I just got some legitimate questions, man to man. I just got some legitimate questions that I want to ask Gene Deal. I do think your work is excellent. I do believe that your work is excellent. I'm just trying to get a better understanding on, why did you allow things to take place? In the last demonstration that I done, I did play where you stated you got tired of P. Diddy lying to people. You got tired of P. Diddy coming on platforms acting like it was all love between you and your artists. And so that's why you wanted to expose him. They are setting Diddy up. He got a taste of his own medicine. The player got played. Right, when it comes to P. Diddy, he just got a taste of his own medicine. You got played. You got played. Gina says they are setting Diddy up. How have you been with a man for 11 years? She enjoyed the luxury. A man can only do to you what you allow. She was opportunistic. I believe so. Let's check out Gene Deal. This is a demonstration he done yesterday where they timed me out.
Give y'all this information.
I don't know that to be true.
And
I'm
then
just assuming
we gonna play.
what I've heard.
Swear to God.
Right? Now, let's continue. The reason why I want to bring this up, and I'm actually
Check this
not playing no jumper clip, but I want to play no jumper clip
right
with Whack 100 talking about Diddy. And it was kind of interesting how Whack kind of, like, he had an interesting perspective on it. His perspective was that
I go back. Me and Mike them, they would not allow me to get in the money part of the same game. You know, I was thinking of the stuff to do. I was putting all the shit together. Everything was signed in my name when we went to places. You know, like we'll rent Bear Mountain, we'll rent clubs, we'll rent boats and all that shit like that. I was doing that. But Mike and D. Ferg didn't want me to break down the money. They didn't want to break down the money with me. They was giving me some money, a good money. But nigga, if I'm thinking of everything and I'm gonna break the money down, we can do this in 3 ways. Nah, Gene, you know, me and D is partners on this stuff like that, because they had a partnership in the silk screening business. So I said, all right, cool. I left the same game, and 91, I started Slick in the Family. Now, Slick, street, everybody loved him. It's crazy. Thank you for the cash app. Danielle. Delight's nice. Thank you. I'm only saying names on PayPal and Cash App because they don't have to do that. So
now this is when I'm in the chat. This is when I come in this chat.
Sorry about that, y'all. Everybody else, I'm gonna catch y'all later. So now, I was chilling. It's my brother. Yo, Rag, you don't have the key? Rag! It's always fucking, and now you wanna come over. Yo, Rag! Sorry about this, y'all. Come to the sub-basement back door. Here's my brother. He doing some things for me, y'all. Please, just hold it right there. Nigga, I live a real life. You understand? Shit happens. But you gonna wanna hear all this shit, man.
Fast forward a little bit, y'all.
I said to myself, I'm gonna start slicking the family. I went to Slick. Slick known everywhere. You understand? That's Corey Guns, them first cousin. Them mothers them got the same mothers. That's my family, that's their family, the whole 9 yards. We together, we been together like that. That's my brother. From day one I came in this city, that's been my brother. So now, I say, Slick, I'm doing all this shit for D Ferg and them in the whole 9 yards. I knew Slick first. I said, yo, let's make our own crew down here on 112th Street. We hang out, we do this. You got the game room, we got the fish store, we got all this shit like this. Let's just call it Slick and the Family. Oh, my man. Gene, I didn't know you was from St. Louis and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm from St. Louis.
So Gene Deal is from St. Louis. Shout out to St. Louis. 80s baby and everybody else from St. Louis. Shout out. Gene Deal is from St. Louis.
That's the nigga who brought that St. Ives and put the lemon in the St. Ives. He started that shit, bro. Shout out to my brother Wink. GD, Gangster Disciple. He lost his life on this day, April the 6th. And that was my baby brother after me. He was one after me. Good dude, but dangerous. But that was to protect me and what I did. Let me just tell you how that works and how that goes down. Todd from Murder Inc. was an A&R. They tried to jam him in some parole shit. I said, Todd, that's not right. Bruh, this is how you beat that shit.
80s baby says she know him. Her brother grew up with Gene Deal. Shout out to 80s baby and her brother. Miss Jams, I'm on my phone. That's why it looks different. I'm bringing this demonstration to y'all, Miss Jams, on my phone. Normally, I would be on my computer. I switched things up a little bit over here on the Rock Squad. So I just switched things up a little bit, that's all. But I will be doing demonstrations from my computer as well, but I just wanted to switch things up a little bit. So this demonstration, I'm doing it on my phone, so that's why it looks different, Miss James.
Get your lawyer to get this and get that and subpoena rat bastard. Like your man, MC Gag. They got caught up with a snitch rat bastard like him. And they all got time. They went to Baldy. I was coming to a club and a bar.
I'm not the Baldy that he's referring to. Positive vibes, don't you start it. I'm not the Baldy that he's referring to, y'all.
On 120th and Morningside called, what's the name of that bar? Fuck. That bar name was Anybody here help me? Please help me. Anybody from Harlem, that bar right there on Morningside Avenue? Perks. It was called Perks. Nobody helped me. I got that one on my own. It was called Perks. It was DB, Baldy, Mike Gadget, and Zip had just left going into the club. They stopped me. Jonathan Davis, as you know about Perks, it was off the chain. Mother Gaston, the Bailey's house. His mama playing pro-am basketball. You understand? I'm giving y'all something because these niggas don't really know. I become known in the security game, so when people needed somebody to protect their party, I was there at front stage. I had the mean security team and I had a brains.
So Gene Deal is from St. Louis. He said he got his start in the security thing in Harlem.
I met Chaz Williams because he was having problems out in Queens.
Chaz Williams is the alleged gangster that set up, allegedly, 50 Cent when 50 Cent got robbed. If y'all listen to the song, Many Men, that 50 Cent made, he says, Slim switch sides on me. Let niggas ride on me. I thought we was cool. Why you want me to die, homie? When he mentioned Slim and Many Men, he's talking about the Chaz Williams dude that Gene Deal is mentioning.
He had brought Snoop out there, and the shit was so crazy that he couldn't make his money back because the door was fucked up. One of the OGs who fucked with New York Freddie Myers, his name was Omar, said, yo, I got a nigga to do security for you, Chaz. A good nigga. He's in law enforcement in the whole 9 yards. Chaz, like law enforcement?
As I mentioned before, Gene Deal mentioned that he was in law enforcement. Now, OG Patrice kind of like cleared it up and said that he was referring to being a probation officer. But I do know that I've heard him say several times that he was in law enforcement. He was a law enforcement. He was a police officer. However, OG Patrice said that he was a probation officer or parole officer. But he did mention he in law enforcement, or he was in law enforcement.
He said, Chaz, yo, let me talk to this nigga. Chaz brought me over. We went to the Muslim restaurant on 116th Street, and we talked. You understand? I said, yo, Chaz, if you want me to be down with your crew, bro, and do your security, I need 10,000 up front. I do 10 parties for you. At the front, I'll be at the front door, and you got...
Before I go any further, salute row left. For those that are just pulling up, the demonstration is we was wrong, P. Diddy is innocent. The beginning of the demonstration is when I spoke on what if we got this thing wrong? What if these accusations and allegations that's being brought against P. Diddy, what if they're wrong? So you'll have to catch it on a replay from the beginning and see what we was talking about as far as P. Diddy being innocent. Just catch the replay.
You gotta pay each one of my men $150. This was back in the 90s. Niggas, y'all know what happened with that, so I'm not gonna go into that. That was a big story in 1991. You understand? I was doing the parties for Uptown Records and Puff them at the building, the Red Zone. It was called at the time Daddy's House at the Red Zone. And at the building, it was called Unsigned Hype. That's where they shot that juice shit at when they was DJing and all that shit like that. That's where Queen Latifah performed, leaders of the new school, all the up and coming rappers in the 90s would perform on Monday nights for Puff at Upside Hype. I used to go with the nigga and make sure he take the money back to Kirk Burroughs. Solid, and they be solid listening to me and supporting me. So now, and there's other people too. So check it out. I said, I ain't fucking with Puff no more. Then there's a shootout in a hotel between Wolf and my man. I'm just gonna say my man's like that, because he never got charged or nothing like that, a whole 9 yards. They catch Wolf dead to right because I the one that I didn't know Wolf at the time. I the one put Wolf on the ground because he was going against my man, saying some shit to my man, shooting in the air, and I the one who put him down on the ground. You understand?
Now, Wolf is the one allegedly that Pow Pow Suge's Knight people in Atlanta, Big Jake. For those that's familiar with the beef between P. Diddy and Suge Knight, I'm not sure, but I know it was in the early 90s. They were in Atlanta, and it was Suge Knight and Big Jake, and Big Jake got killed. Allegedly, they're saying that Wolf is the one that killed Suge's Knight homie, Big Jake. And they're saying that that's when things between Puffy and Suge turned left. Wolf was killed by a member of the BMF in Atlanta. But he's going to speak on all of that, I believe.
The police came, they had guns in both of our face. I was on top of Wolf, you understand? And that's how it happened. Miss Parker, thank you for your membership for 18 months strong. So now, this is where we at.
Listen.
Oh, I gotta see something. I'm sorry about this. This is where we at. So now, Wolf, you know, him and my man got into it. Boom. I'm on top of them. Police took us over there. They see that I was an officer and everything like that. They called me in to testify against Wolf. They wanted my testimony against Wolf. I told them, motherfucker, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't seen nothing. Yeah, but why would you? Listen here, bro. I did it to the wrong person. All I seen is him talking loud to my man, and I put him down.
And I get it. I get it. You know, it's the code of the streets. And I get it. You know, it's not like it was Wolf against a civilian. You got two street cats. You know, you got two street dudes. So I get it. The no snitching code, that's what that's for. When it's street dudes involved. When it's street cats involved, you don't get involved in it. Look, I ain't see nothing. It is what it is. If I'm there and there's two street dudes at each other's throat, I ain't see nothing. So I'm with Gene Deal on that. He wasn't supposed to say nothing. They street dudes. You don't get involved when it's street dudes.
You didn't see him, shoot the gun and all that? No, I ain't seen none of that. But prior to that, Wolf had came over to the barbershop.
Okay, roll left. Salute Raw for all the Rock Squad. Roll left is Raw. Salute Raw. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute Raw. Roll left is Raw, y'all. R-A-W.
On 144th Street. How did he know I was at the barbershop? When Wolf came to the barbershop, he said, yo, man. He came in the barbershop. I was like, yo, that's that nigga right there. I was already prepared, because failure to prepare is preparing to fail, nigga. Nothing beats a motherfucking ambush. So I sat in the barber chair. I had that little thing right up under there, that Glock. Every time I sit in the chair, I got it in my hand. Because Mel Chair was right there at the door. I'm not playing them games. Wolf came in, and Wolf said, yo, bro, I need to talk to you. I heard you a good nigga. I said, you need to talk to me? He said, yeah. He said, I can't go back to jail. I said, why would you be going to jail? So Wolf came out there. Oh.
So Gene Deal, and it's the same way with Suge Knight. Same way with P. Diddy. They hired the homies to do security, which, in my opinion, was a smart thing to do. They hired street dudes, which, in my opinion, was a good thing to do. You know, if I'm moving about, I would like to have some street dudes with me. If I'm moving in and out of the streets. And back in the 90s, you know, you needed some street dudes rolling with you. Bad Boy Records, they needed some street dudes. Death Row Records, they needed some street dudes. So I'm all for P. Diddy hiring street dudes. I'm all for that. There wasn't nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
Right. He said, Wolf had came out there, and he said, I said, yo, so I got up and got my hair cut, had a nice little trim like this. Went to see my barber yesterday. I don't know why I got the hat on, but hey, St. Louis shit right now. Ooh, can't wait till we play Swear to God. So now, Wolf was across the street we was at 144th Street, those Drew Hamilton projects. It's a phone booth right here by the door. So I come out the door, plant myself right by the phone booth, because I don't know if anything coming, I gotta have cover. I got Wolf in my sight right here. I got the phone booth right here, so I could use that for cover, because I don't know what the deal is. I don't want to know what the setup is or nothing like that. Wolf is across the street. Wolf say, yo, come here. He says, come here. Nigga, you better come over here. And he came across the street. So we talk like men. I said, yo, bro, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You know, say, yo, anything I can give you, man, I got 10, man, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I ain't see you do nothing. I ain't see nobody do nothing. I just know you was talking loud to my man, and I put you down. He said, yeah, you sure did. You a big motherfucker, G. He said, yeah, you sure did. You good, bro. But hold up. Wait a minute. You gotta talk to my man. You got to make sure my nigga is good with you, bro. Cause he said, I know Slick. I've been trying to get niggas and everything to talk to Slick and everything like that. Slick said, I see you when I see you. It's in the barbershop. Nobody asked that question. And he said, Gene, you know what I do. You know what I've been doing. And you know the part I play in the streets. He said, these niggas is going around and say that you a federal witness and you gonna be a federal witness against Puffin the whole 9 yards. I said, well, nigga, I work law enforcement and I've been in the federal house a couple of times and I had to testify a couple of times federally, state, and local.
It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting.
That was my job. He said, no, Gene, don't get me.
Let me ask y'all this. Drop a 1 if you think Gene Deal was a plant. Do y'all believe law enforcement planted Gene Deal in Bad Boys? Let me know.
Man, don't get upset. You know, I'm talking about some street shit. I said to this nigga, nigga, I did an AI on him. Do you know? And I ain't talking about no motherfucking robot shit. I went back to Allen Iverson. Calm down. Allen Iverson on his motherfucking ass. When Allen Iverson said practice, you talking about practice? Yo, I love this nigga so much, man, because he a good nigga. He'll give you a motherfucking his right arm and his fucking heartbeat. I said, Faye, what the fuck is up? You talking about Puffy? You said Puffy? Nigga, I said, you talking about Puffy? You calling me about some shit about Puffy? He said, Gene, calm the fuck down, nigga. I'm talking about these niggas. And I told these niggas blase this, that, and the third. I said, yo, bro. Cause a nigga titled his shit what he wanna title it to bring people to his page, I don't give a fuck. It don't change the man who I am and what I have stood for all these motherfucking years. It don't change what I've done all these motherfucking years, bro. You talking about Puffy? He said, no, I ain't talking about that. So we add that shit out. I said, yo, bro, these niggas are coming here and say what they want to say. But if the feds come up and pick a nigga up and say, is that your mama? Under oath, you gonna say, if that's your mom, you gonna say, yeah. Did you testify against your mother? You just told that was your mother. That's still testimony that you given when they ask you questions. You said you're right, but I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about this street shit.
This is deep, y'all. This is deep because as Gene Deal said, P. Diddy wasn't always like this. Maybe when P. Diddy allegedly went that direction, you know, into the freak offs and all of that, maybe that's when Gene Deal said, wait a minute, this is going too far to the left. And says, so is it okay for Gene Deal to be moving like 6ix9ine? Because that's what he's doing to save himself. And that's where I'm at with it, and that's where I'm at with it. I'm not clout chasing off of Gene. I'm not trolling Gene. I'm just want to know, Gene Deal, what's really good? And that's why I pulled up in his chat. I'm with you, Ann. We on the same page. All of this, but why come out with all of this? Because I don't know if Gene timed me out, but I got timed out. So I believe it was one of his moderators. I do believe that it's one of his moderators. But for you to be official, Gene, you come into social media and you dry snitching on P. Diddy. This is a form of dry snitching. You revealing all of this. Your own words, Gene Deal. You revealing street-ish that took place. Y'all keep that in mind. He's been revealing street-ish that took place.
Yo, motherfucker, you won't be on this channel if you don't wait until I play Swear to God. Until I play Swear to God. All right? I'm asking you just to relax, nigga.
He's not talking to me.
Swear to God, you're going to get all you need to.
He's not talking to me. He's talking to somebody else. So he's not mentioning me. He's talking to somebody else, y'all. But I did get time out.
And you're going to know all you need to know about that half a faggot bitch ass nigga. I'm saying that. And I'm not the only one that's... Let me just get you out of here, bro. Let me just get you out of here, bro.
And this person is just asking a general question as well. Ross says he started talking after Big passed. I don't know the whole story of why he left Bad Boy. I see he be wilding out like Jag on his lives. Right. And that's all. We just trying to get some understanding. I'm with you all. We just trying to get a better understanding on why he's doing the things that he's doing and why he came out and exposed the things that he did exposed.
S&S Bully Kennels. Yes, sir. So now, where I'm at.
I'm not going to keep y'all that much longer.
Woof.
Just a few more minutes.
Brother is on my caseload. Little Wolf, I kept him because Mama Jones wanted me to look out for him. He's raw than Wolf. He crazy. He ain't refined like Wolf was. Wolf had became refined and he had became words that I must use. I've been saying on YouTube. These niggas, oh, he's a snitch. He's a snitch. He's gonna say this, he's gonna say that. Puppy said pick a side. You see, your favorite YouTubers are out there picking a side, like your favorite rappers who didn't really make it is picking a side too.
Jay Markins says, I'm born and raised in St. Louis, and I don't condone spilling news that ain't my news. You are no longer civilian once you speak on gangster business. That's facts. Yeah, like what is his purpose other than to spread rumors and get subs and clout?
Let's get to this right here. I had to sit there and hold Miss Wallace's hand while I tell her how her only begotten son lost his life, and he didn't have to lose his life because he shouldn't have been at that party, and he shouldn't have did this, and he shouldn't have did that, the whole 9 yards. How his own friends them set him up because Diddy did that snitch shit to them to get big at the fucking party. Nigga, I've been telling the motherfucking truth ever since niggas from my mouth to God's ear. Every time I come out, nigga, I'm telling the motherfucking truth. I said that lady took me to her house, showed me every bit of the garden, showed me every bit of the house, and set me down, offered me some Jamaican food. I told her the story. I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. I'm gonna get through this, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know what the deal is.
Drop a one if y'all believe Gene Deal could have been a plant. Drop a one if y'all believe Gene Deal could have been a plant. Could have been planted in Bad Boys.
I'm in Atlanta chilling, having a motherfucking ball. I'm with two baddies in Justin's because they wanted to go there. We was at one party, and we was at that party that stabbing happened with the dude from Baltimore.
He ain't talking.
What's his name?
He ain't talking about me. I'm from Baltimore. He ain't talking about
as
me.
a player. He's an honorary member of Omega Psi Phi. The fellas know who I'm talking about. Played linebacker. He played linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens.
You talking about Ray Lewis?
His name is Ray Lewis. Shout out Kenny B on top of that shit like a fat rat in a cheese factory. You two are. So now, I'm right there. I'm about to beef with his niggas before that shit happened. Because they showing off. You'll find that story in the second book. So the girls, when they want to go to Justin, we go to Justin's. Line is around the corner. But the niggas know me. And just so happened, Wolf is about to come into place, y'all. Wolf say, yo, Gene. Say, you going in? I said, motherfucking right. They was charging 200 at the door. It's 6 of us. I mean, it's 4. There's 3 of us. Nigga, I just saved 600 bills. You motherfucking right. You ain't got to ask me twice. I ain't turning down nothing but my collar. We go in that motherfucker. I'm having a good time at the bar. You know, fellas, you at the bar, the music is good. Honey is backing up. Like, oh my God, it's gonna be a night tonight. The shit is playing and stuff like that. I'm having a great time. Nigga like this. It's Wolf. Yo, Gene, come to the back. Come to the back. Yeah, Gene, come on. Come to the back. Don't worry about it, Amy. Just be here, baby. Just be. Yo, I'm just asking people, please just stay around till we play Swear to God. Till we play Swear to God. Wolf came and shook me. Like, boom. Like, yo, come to the back. I go to the back. It's Puff at the end of this table in the back. Niggas all up the side. And, you know, they just chilling at the table and all that shit like that. Stuff like that. Wolf go over there and just take some food out of Puff plate. Puff like, yo, man, get your own shit, Wolf, stuff like that. Yeah, shit fuck with all this like that. Yo, Puff, put Gene back to work. Look at this nigga like this. Put Gene back to work. Puff say, yo, Gene, you want to go back to work? You want to work? I said, nigga, I don't give a fuck. It's babysitting. It's babysitting. 2 to 3 days out the week, you got 3 bands, it's babysitting. You traveling, doing this and doing that, it's babysitting. Plus, I want to have a conversation that we never had before about the Notorious Big and all that shit like that. So, I meet him in his office on Monday. I ain't telling y'all no more. Y'all gonna have to get my motherfucking book for the rest. For that part of it. Y'all
Get his book. He said he ain't gonna tell us no more. Get his book. Maybe Gene Deal will pull up and talk with us. Maybe when I go back to his chat, maybe they won't time me out. And maybe he'll answer some of my questions. Maybe I could get him for an interview. I'll reach out and I'll try to book him for an interview. I'll try to get him over here. As I stated before, not on no hating-ish, not on no clout chasing, and not trolling. But just to clear up some rumors and clear up some misinformation that's put out there. That's all. So once again, if it's any of Gene Deal moderators, let's let them know. Shank Rock ain't trolling. Shank Rock ain't clout chasing. Shank Rock wants to sit down with you and clear up some things. Hear it from you. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Salute all my moderators. Let me take this last comment. I'm thankful that you are asking questions about why he's telling now and didn't tell when it could have stopped a lot of things that happened at Bad Boy. And that's all I'm saying. A lot of things, in my opinion, could have been prevented. I do believe that Biggie, even though I did feel like Gene could have stepped in, but even as Gene Deal said, Biggie was a grown man. Biggie had opportunities not to go. Other people mentioned to Biggie, don't go, but he still went. So I don't hold Biggie's death. I don't hold Gene responsible for Big's death. I do hold P. Diddy, but I don't hold Gene Deal for Biggie's death. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Hopefully, we can get Gene Deal to pull up over here. Like I said, I'll reach out to him. If there's any of his moderators, just let him know. I'm trying to get an interview with Gene Deal. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Salute, and I'll see everybody on the next demonstration. And says, yeah, did he force him to go with a broken femur? Salute, Juanita. I think back then it was a greater risk of him talking. Okay, I'll take that, Juanita. I'll take that. I'll take that. And that could be it. And that's why, this is the way I do things. I like to speak with a person myself. Let's get a one-on-one going on. And let me ask you these questions for myself. Suntan says, what were some of the questions, Shank? If I give up some of the questions, then it won't be no need for me to get Gene over here, Suntan. But no, that's a good question to ask me, Suntan. What was some of the questions? I would rather just wait. But I can tell y'all one of the questions, Suntan. I'll give y'all one of the questions. One of the questions that I would have for Gene Deal, of course, would be, why didn't you, when being as though you was in law enforcement, why when the things started to surface, why didn't you leave? You knew it was some street-ish going on at Bad Boys. You testified yourself. You mentioned the street-ish. So why didn't you leave? Yes, he was in law enforcement. He said it himself. He was in law enforcement. Why didn't you leave? And I think that that's a solid question. I think that's a good general question to be asking him. Why in the beginning of Bad Boys, when you seen the street-ish going on, way before the freak-offs, way before the sexual accusations and all that came into play, when the street-ish was going on, why didn't you walk away? And I think that's a legitimate question. Once again, I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Salute, y'all.